Hi Aquarius, welcome back to another astro reel. It's my pleasure to read for you. And as you know, these readings are timeless and signless, so you don't have to have any specific Aquarian placements in your chart for these messages to be for you. And you don't have to be watching this video at the time that it's being published in order for the messages to be for you or for them to be timely. If it resonates, then I would invite you to, I guess, keep it. And if it doesn't resonate, I would invite you to take a step back, then come back at a later time and see whether you're able to recognize the messages at that time once they've had a chance to materialize a little bit more. Okay, if you'd like to work more personally with me for whatever it is that you need, you know exactly where to find us. You can find us at our lovely Etsy shop. Yay, go Etsy. All right, so let's jump right in. So Aquarius, whoever you are, I'm feeling a little bit of an entrepreneurial energy around you. Now, it's not to say that that's not usually what I feel, but it's kind of not usually what I feel. Not specifically that you're anti-entrepreneurial or that you just, none of you own businesses. I mean, that's not even it at all. Clearly, that's not even possible. But I usually tune into different aspects of you, whoever you are watching these videos. But this time, there's a bit of an entrepreneurial energy in the field for you. I would say, though, that as I'm trying to, it's coming in obliquely. So as I'm trying to pull it in a little bit further, a little bit more to take a look at it, I'm getting a few characteristics. Number one, it's going to take its own time, okay? So first of all, we're going to let it take its own time to come in for you and to materialize for you. In a sense, looking at the 3D manifestation of this energy that I'm feeling, this energy dynamic, it could be that you're working on a project or that you have started a business or you're considering starting a business and you are in the planning stages, or maybe you've been doing a lot to try to make it happen, but maybe you're frustrated, or maybe you're trying to superimpose a lot of timing on it. I'm getting a Capricornian vibe like right now, where it's like, I want this done, here we go, I'm building it, and it's, you know, it's got its stages. But whatever this is, it's going to bring itself in at its own timing. I do feel that the reason for its apparent delay is partly your impatience, understandable. Partly permissions need to be given, right? This is just speaking energetically. Some permissions need to be given. The go-ahead needs to be given. Also, I'm getting permissions in terms of forgiveness, maybe by you. Remember, forgiveness is just agreeing to release the idea of guilt from yourself or from someone else. So as you can see, that's all about permissions, because it's about allowing. It's not anything else anybody's doing. It's just you have to allow for that guilt to be seen for what it is and let it dissipate, right? And then also I'm getting that it could be, the delay could also be due to maybe different parties having differing ideas about how to go about things. That's it. That's very specific for somebody. But it could also be just that you're waiting for different parties who are involved to come to a consensus about something in general, or even to come onto the project. You may be waiting for somebody who's able to do your branding, for example, and you're trying to do it for yourself, and you don't realize it's because you're supposed to meet somebody, let's say in about 2 or 3 months, and you, of course, you would have no idea about this unless you connect with your higher self on a regular basis, and you just ask them, and they're like, oh yeah, this is what's up, right? But that being said, just slow your horses a little bit, and in the meantime, while you're waiting for this project or this thing that's trying to come in for you, entrepreneurial, while you're waiting for it, you can do other things, is what I'm getting. Some of you have math to do, so it looks like some accounting, maybe some heavy level accounting. Maybe some of you need to hire somebody to assist you with something in the meantime, or it could be just simply about paying your taxes. But all I'm getting is whatever that is that requires numbers. I'm getting a pain in my neck all of a sudden. It's on the right side. For somebody here, this is because you're trying to get some type of monetary support from somebody that you used to be with, whether it's alimony or palimony or child support, or waiting for some type of settlement, right, in your divorce. See how these details are very, there's so many different details. That's because right now we're looking at this energetic dynamic in as it may manifest for some of you in the 3D. Notice that the details are different. Okay, so let's jump out of the individual stuff. Oh, somebody was like, wait, let me get back down. For somebody, I want to let you know there's a shoe connection so that you will know that some of these messages are here for you. Yay! All right, so, and needle point, and needle and point is what I'm getting. For somebody else, so like sewing. So we're gonna pull out of the details for right now and get back to the message. So Aquarius, we just zoomed in to look at some opportunity that's coming in for you obliquely. Now it's coming in obliquely because again, you're trying to pull something in, you're trying to manifest something, and it could be about 3 months out before you start to actually see some hard copy evidence of whatever it is that you're trying to do that will satisfy your idea of productivity. Okay, so just keep going. All right, so let's jump in and see what the cards have to say, if anything. Hold on. All right, so as I'm looking in and getting my glasses on, they're the cutest glasses ever, you guys. Look, they're cute little honeycombs. But anyway, honeycomb eyes. As I'm jumping in here, I'm getting that there's some other stuff that some of you are going to be having to deal with and look at. Now, it's, again, when we go to the details here in the 3D, it varies for some of you. For somebody, it's very specific. I see that you may be needing to settle some documents or something related to a parent, a mother who has passed, God bless, right? Who has transitioned, and so maybe you're settling her estate or you're doing something like that. Some of you may need to do that. That was very specific for somebody. But for others of you, it could be other things. Maybe you're constantly going back and forth with a mother figure about something. It could be argumentative stuff. For others, it could be about you. When I'm saying it could be, I'm getting these are the actual situations, but obviously who you are going to know if that's for you or not. But so I'm not just throwing random things out here. For another person, or for some of you here, it could be about going to war is what I'm getting, with ideologies that your mother may have imprinted on you that you may or may not consciously associate with this person, with your mother. So for example, if your mother was big into being frugal and saving, then you will have been imprinted by her focus on money and survival and fear-based ideas about poverty consciousness, for example. So you may be wrestling, that's why we say going to war with, you may be wrestling with a legacy of poverty consciousness that your mother may have left behind. So now is a good time, all of you guys, no matter what you're dealing with, when I see these mother issues coming in, now is a good time to take a quick look at it. Because you see how we have this very heart-based Queen of Cups card, and then we've got this very mental-based Ten of Swords. Even though the Ten of Swords speaks to the ending of some type of karmic cycle or something that was very painful, what I'm seeing here is that we're only now getting into cognitive awareness about whatever this is. So if you are watching this video and you're like, oh, well, that seems like me because I recognize it, then you are already cognitively aware of it because there's some type of recognition, and now it's a matter of delving into that and really putting things where they should be. And when I say that, I mean tossing out old ideologies that do not make sense. And if you struggle to determine which things make sense or not, first of all, the thing you could start doing is starting to identify what those beliefs are. You could write them down, whatever those beliefs are, whether it's money oriented or about family or about relationships, and then look at it on that list. Do those things apply to your modern life today? Because a lot of these ideals I'm getting are outdated, and that's number one. So do they apply to my life today or the way of living today? A lot of them are antiquated and may have been passed down through the generations, and so you will easily spot those as being out of time. All right. Another way that you can discern is asking yourself, is this really applicable to my situation? Remember, just because we're used to taking information from our quote-unquote wise elders, I say quote-unquote because just because you're older does not mean you're wiser, and this is the day and age to understand that we can no longer just blindly follow anybody, including this. You shouldn't be blindly following my channel. If any of you are, I just put on my own glasses. Okay, so just so you know. And you, if you're just quote-unquote blindly following the wisdom passed down, quote-unquote wisdom passed down from your elders, and you're also choosing, capital C, big C here, choosing to inherit the fear that gave rise to those beliefs, and that perpetuated those beliefs. You're also allowing and choosing, because you're the agent, you're a multi-dimensional creator being who is sovereign, right? So you're also choosing and allowing for outdated belief systems to come into your mindset and to apply to where it may not. You're also agreeing to the impressions and the pain and all of that stuff that have been imprinted within your bloodline because of those beliefs. So when we talk about generational curses and breaking them, or even just quote unquote coming to our senses, or whether you want to say upgrading information, or dare I say it, thinking for yourself, this is what we're talking about. Looking at the beliefs that we're carrying, understanding what kind of checks and balances should be applied. We just looked at 2 of them, right? Another one you can use in looking at this information that you've got swirling around in your cute little brain, yay, is looking at its effects. And of course, even as you look at its effects, you have to bring some judgment in. So I would advise you bring in your higher self, who has a higher perspective on all and can see all, whereas you cannot. We cannot hear, see, because we're in it, right? So we call upon our higher self and we ask, look at the effects of this, because chances are you've been running on this programming for a while. Did it work for auntie? Did it work for uncle? When I did it, when I was spewing it or using it or applying it or whatever you want to say in my own household, did it work for my children? Are people now mad at me? Do they have a point? Should I even be repeating these beliefs and these ideas? Is it necessary? Because when it comes to conveying information, we always have to ask, is this information relevant in this moment? And does it need to be said? And does it need to be said by me and by me? And am I even saying it the right way? Is this the right timing? Is this the right person to say it? A lot of people don't even think about that. They just have a feeling and they're feeling moved because they're stuff that they haven't even looked at. And now they think that now that not only does it have to be said, but they are the ones who was appointed to say it, and they're the ones who know how to do it, and they know when to do it, and they know just who to tell, and it's just conflagration. Okay, conflagration. So be mindful. This is why we have to be mindful about what we have in our mind. Now, another reason why it's important for you guys, whoever you guys are, God bless you, to kind of go through this this recognition and this self-reflection and this application of checks and balances to whatever is going on in your mind is because it's time for it to be thrown out or redefined. You cannot keep whatever this is the way it is. And I heard one of you ask, oh, could it be about my husband or my boyfriend or something? That was very specific, but just generalizing the question, can this be in relationship to a relation? Can this be associated with the relationship? And the answer is yes, it can, because all things are concepts. Your self-concept, your self-identity is a concept. Your relationship is a concept. You don't believe me that your relationship is a concept? Let that person gain weight or lose their job or whatever you're seeing, or lose an eye. You're seeing them differently. Now your whole wedding vows are up in a toss, right? So understand that these are concepts, that there are mental constructs that are made by you across time and space. So yes, this can be about a relationship where you're being asked to look at it and to scrutinize it, not in a negative way. This is all for the sake of, let's put a beautiful euphemism on it. Pruning season. It's pruning season, everybody, right? Another reason why is, in addition to needing to close out this cycle, and by throwing the baby out with the bathwater, or throwing out the bathwater, well, recognizing the baby, throwing out the bathwater and keeping the baby, right, is that your heart is trying to come online. When I hear your heart is trying to come online, the minute I said that, my heart kind of connected to my throat chakra. So for a lot of you, it's time to start expressing yourself, whether it's through your soul mission, whether it's through creativity, through whatever it is. In order to express that, you've got to get into heart space. And whatever this thing is that's going on in the mind space for you, the programming, it's got to be looked at so that you can make some changes. In other words, from an energy healing perspective, you got to change your perception so that you dissolve back into nothingness. These false belief structures in your field. You have a belief, it becomes a structure in your field. And then over time, it will manifest as a thing. So your self-doubt will manifest as your husband, for example, or it will manifest as that job, for example. So it's time to clear, or that illness. That's right, the guides are putting it out. So it's time to clear, okay? God bless you.